So we're at Jack's Beach here in Florida, home of GORUCK and home of Scars. So I've been talking about doing this for a while, an actual Scars video where I describe what Scars does. So today we're gonna go inside Scars, which is inside HQ for GORUCK here in Jack's Beach in Florida. We're gonna talk about what they do. We're gonna talk about the customizations. We're gonna talk about the repair forms. We're gonna show you where the work happens. We're gonna meet some of the people that actually do the work on your gear once it gets to HQ. So here we are, Jack's Beach, Florida. Let's take a look. We're gonna have to edit that out. Take two. I'm gonna have to go back outside again. Anyway, so as we'll cover in the video, this is where the magic happens. This is where everything happens. This is where Angel lives. When you email Angel, she's the one who handles all of your emails, and she answers all your questions and sets you up with what's gonna happen to your gear. So this is where she works. This is where all the techs work. And this is where the magic happens, where they fix your stuff. Your stuff gets stored over here, and then they do the work on these machines, and then it gets shipped back to you. Whether it's a custom or repair work, this is where it all goes down. Across there away, we've got the rest of the GORUCK team at HQ, but this is the Scars side of things, and we'll just kind of walk around. You've seen some of this in maybe another video, but this is where, you know, like for instance, got some JB outside stuff working on here. We got some side handles on a GR2, and then a bunch of repair stuff. This is where it all lives until they work on it over here. So super cool. Some secret projects in here that we'll show you later. So we're gonna get into it, like I said, and just because I do believe it's a little hard to stay focused at Scars. I don't know how they stay focused on task a lot of times, but anyway, back to the studio to kind of set some stuff up, and we're going to get to all your questions. We're going to talk about what Scars' primary job is, and I'll put a little screen up here. This is what Scars does. And it is that Scars guarantee that gets you your gear back to you after you totally abuse it, get it dirty, or it fails in a ruck, you name it. Now, I wouldn't drag stuff behind your truck. That's not covered by Scars. But normal wear and tear, things that you do to your gear and abuse it on a day-to-day basis, and you can return it to Scars and you would send it back. But anyway, we're gonna get to the three things that Scars is doing right now. We're gonna talk and focus on the repair work, and I have some examples. We're gonna talk about the custom work that they can do, and we're also gonna talk about the built by Scars. I did a previous video on the recent drop of Built by Scars, so I talked a little bit about this there, but we're gonna just put everything in one place. Scars, inside Scars, this is Scars in one video. So just to get it off my chest at the very beginning, Scars is awesome. And I think when you're buying a bag in this price point, it better be backed by some sort of warranty, guarantee, and so you find a company that stands by their gear, and that's awesome. So no secret that I'm a big fan of GORUCK gear. The styling, the way it's built, it's just tremendously overbuilt. But one of my favorite parts is the people, and the people at Scars are some of the best. And so when you get things and they fail, it's backed by some great people. So let's talk about repair work. Now repair work, I don't have much in terms of repair work because, as I've already said, my stuff has just been well loved, well used, but it really hasn't failed for the most part. So some things I've done, we'll get to that stuff. But I did have sort of a mystery, but I had one of these little attachment points. This is a standard kit bag. Fail. And to be honest, after all that, I can't even tell which one. I think it was this one. Anyway, this thing, and I'll put up a little video, just somehow separated. Cut something, I don't know what happened to it, but it just was not attached anymore. So I sent it to Scars, and they put it on the shelf, and then they get it out, and they repair and replace just this little piece. Now that's an example of a repair that is well within the wheelhouse of what they can do. Other things I've seen them do is replace shoulder straps, replace bottom panels, replace zippers that fail, you name it. Step one in a repair process, I'll put a photo up here of their website, is to contact Scars and tell them a little story about what happened, and then they'll get back to you. Who gets back to you? Angel gets back to you. And she tells you a little bit about what the process is after that. Basically, you're going to be responsible for the shipping to Scars. Here's a tip. Use Pirate Ship. I'm not affiliated with pirateship.com, although I think it is one of the best website names that I've come across. But pirateship.com, super cheap shipping, will get you, probably $10-ish, depending on where you live. In the United States, of course. Put it in a box, ship it to Scars, they'll enter it into the queue, and then it'll be ready to go whenever the techs can get to it. There's not a ton of techs. Basically, there's 4 techs plus J1, Justin, that is in charge of Scars. But then there's Mel, Paige, Gabe, and Dean are the ones that actually are going to do work. So not a ton of people here, but they're going to put it in the queue, and that is their first priority, is getting your gear back to you as fast as possible. So they'll repair it and then ship it back to you as fast as possible. Again, noting all the other things are going on Scars. So that's repairs. Definitely contact them if you have some issue with any of your bags. They will tell you what they can and can't do. Here's one thing that I didn't know they did, that I saw when I was down there. I forgot to take a photo, but somebody had a ruck that was unrepairable. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was unrepairable. So what they'll do if it's unrepairable is they'll let you choose a ruck in a comparable size and design to replace the one that is now destroyed. But one thing they'll do, and you kind of have to ask for this, is they'll actually remove the front panel if it's intact of your bag, and then put a little edging around it and then ship that back to you. So you have a little memento of your bag. So if the rest of it was unusable, but at least you have the front panel. So in a bag that you've had for years, went all over the world with you, did every GORUCK event possible since you started, and it's just not repairable anymore, but you want to remember this ruck for everything you went through. That's a little feature that I didn't know they did, but it's super cool. I think that's really cool. All right, one last thing about repairs. If you've got a rucker and you're returning it to them, please wash your bag, clean it out, hose it out, air dry it, do something. You wouldn't want to work on a stinky bag that had dirt and gravel and sand all over it, nor do they. So just clean your stuff before you send it to them. It's in the instructions anyway, but just send it back clean and they'll return it back to you clean. Anyway, that's enough about repairs. Custom work is something I am very familiar with. And my very first custom was this GR1 26 liter. This is my travel ruck. I normally am a 21 liter size GR1, but I have a couple of 26. I think this is really the only one left. 26 liter GR1 that is been customized. So I had them put the webbing on the shoulder straps just because I think it looks cool on this bag. And they put side handles. So how do you get into the custom game? You go again back to the website, choose custom, and on the website has different options. Now, when we talk about options, some of the material is not very customizable or not very compatible with tearing it apart. And one of them is this waxed camo. It just shows a lot of things a lot easier in terms of customizing. So they've really reduced and don't do a lot of camo or customizations to the camo. Same thing with Dyneema and Robic. They just are very limited in what they can without really destroying the bag. So they don't do it. So definitely check on the website on what you're trying to do, and it'll tell you some restrictions of what they can't do with regard to whatever material bag you have. But so that was the original. Did that. Then we had, and which you'll see in this video, Gabe actually took my beloved bullet and waxed camo, and I've got now the whole set. So what he did with this one, I just wanted shoulder webbing because this one's got 210 back, which I do really love. It's got heritage with 210 back, which I love, but anything with 210 back, as I've said multiple times, it's a little slick. So I recommend getting some webbing put on those. So I've had that done. Got this GR1 to complete my set. doesn't have it, so I'm gonna be sending to them to get the webbing put on there. So I had that done, really super cool, highly recommend. I had, as you'll see in the video, more side handles. This is a bit of a unique one. Picked this one up from a member of the Carryology group. This is 1000D. This is one of those, if you're familiar with the history, that they labeled 500, but it was 1000, so it's a little bit of goof up, but it's a keeper. 1000D ballistic bottom. There's just not many out there. If you can find them, definitely get them. This thing is indestructible, so I wanted side handles to put onto it. I really wish we could put a quick access pocket, which brings me to a very important point. There are several things they won't do. Don't even ask. So if you're watching this video, please don't bug Angel with asking for a quick access pocket. You may have seen another YouTube video. My friend JT had essentially this same bag with a quick access pocket added to it. Super awesome. He was one of the first ones they did, and Scars, just like something I'll show you in my Built by Scars category, it was just too invasive. It just takes too much time. Paying a tech per hour to do that work, most people wouldn't want to pay for that. Some people would, because they'll pay anything to have these bags customized, but bottom line, it wasn't worth putting on their website. They won't do it. They wouldn't even do it for me because I asked. So don't ask Angel. They just don't do quick access pockets. It's probably one of the most often asked custom things that they just have to say no. But anyway, handles. Now this is what the handles will look like on a 26-liter bag. So if you're curious, they don't remove webbing because you may want that. So you have the webbing and then the handle. So it rides a little high, and it's not mid-mounted like the other bag I had here. Like if you did on a Heritage, the handles could be more mid-mounted. But on this one, because it's got the webbing, it's just going to be a little higher. But didn't matter to me. I just wanted the handle because this thing is a go anywhere, do anything, lifetime kind of a bag because it's built to last. 1000D everywhere. Some people love it, some people hate it. Other custom things I did, they did a lot of work on this M22. Now this one is 500D, so they can do all those customizations. The current M23 is made aerobic, so they can't do too much, but I believe there's some 500D and maybe some Heritage M23s coming out soon, and I already know they're working on the M24. What did I have them do here? They put Cobra buckles on there. Now they don't right now have a supply of different buckles to add, so you have to send buckles if it's something unique to them, and then they'll rip this apart, put it back together, and be super cool. They also put some webbing on here and did some custom things on the inside, so that's pretty cool. They'll also handle wrap stuff if it's there. Here's a tip. YouTube, about 30 seconds. You can learn how to do this. Go to your local craft store, get some 550 cord, and then go to town, whatever color you want. Super cool, super easy, super fun. And last up, Built by Scars. Now, they've done some amazing work. They'll make some custom things and they'll put them on their website. They'll sell out in seconds. They do things in very exotic, snake skin, alligator skin, everything to just some panel swaps. They did some olive ones. This is a cork front panel swap on a bullet. Super cool. And one of their more popular things that they've created is this grenade. Now this is an older one they built for me. This is 1000D, but they have Heritage ones that are out there. They have samurai ones in that samurai material, and they're just fantastic. They even have some, I think I said any cork ones. Just have the field pockets. But anyway, grenades are very popular, Built by Scars. They do custom. They've been making, custom field pockets. This one's cork, and also has the outside is a dark oak. This is a dark oak and cork front panel bullet. The rest of it is the standard Heritage bullet, not laptop front or top pocket. I had them add, again, custom add-on to what was here. Put some strap webbing on here because, again, I just think it looks cool, but it's an upgrade. Now, the rest of this one is standard. Now, this one, go back to my other video, if it's out, which I was going to time the video release from when they actually put this stuff out there so people could see what they're ordering. But this is a very cool bullet ruck, black baseline with an olive front panel. and some other cool stuff on the inside that they did. Now, some stuff is on book and available, some is not. The stuff that is available, again, webbing on the shoulder straps, some side molly webbing you can obviously add as well. You can do some key loop stuff, just all sorts of things. Some other stuff I had, and you can look at my other video if you want to see what else I did on the inside that are just not standard Scars things. They'll be right up front with you on what they can and can't do, because limited time, limited techs, they're trying to crank out some awesome stuff. But the reason there's so much time in between drops for the Built by Scars is because it's the third priority, right? It is a big money maker because this stuff is fantastically built, but it does take time, premium materials, so it's worth getting. And this cork is going to go all over the place. We're going to see, and just, if you saw somebody with a cork bag, you'd be like, is that cork? It's cork, and it's awesome. So anyway, let's answer some of your questions, and don't answer them from me. Let's talk to J1, the Scars manager. Anyway, we're going to go for a ruck with Justin, J1 from HQ. We're going to go on a ruck, and we're going to answer all the questions you guys asked me. He's got this probably super tricked out custom ruck. Yeah, how much weight's in there?
No plates, but it's probably 30 pounds of crap right. I don't need to bring to work.
I have water, so there's probably a plate around here I could throw in here if I needed it.
100%.
All right, we're gonna go on a ruck, and we'll talk to you a little bit about what Scars does and doesn't do. Probably more importantly, what they don't do. Is it all capital Scars, or is it capital S, C-A-R-S? Like GORUCK's all capital.
All capital Scars.
All capital Scars.
Yep.
I'm gonna change all my.
Custom form is now open. We, as a team, met and went through line by line what we're offering and tried to clean up the form a little bit. A little backstory, we're trying to convert from the current systems that we use to get over to Shopify, which is what we use for the website for all of GORUCK gear, and it would just sync things up a little better. But that requires a little bit of effort on the tech side, and I'm a little better at sewing, so it is a work in progress. But yes, the form's back up. There's been a few price updates and trying to standardize between the skill levels of my techs, what we're all comfortable with doing, and if we're doing a handle, where's the handle going? If we're doing a patch, where is the patch going for standard placement? Yeah, it should be open for the entire year. Yeah, unless there's some big moment from higher ups that I'm unaware of that requires our manpower. Yeah, it'll be up year round till probably January again.
Like the quick access pocket, but doing a custom quick access pocket, how come that's not on your list?
Yeah, so I know that was a big stir up. We had offered that a while back. The main reason is because we have to build that pocket from scratch, and it takes entirely too long of a process to disassemble the ruck and reattach it. It's something that's easier in the manufacturing process on a brand new ruck. And I only have 4 sewing techs besides myself, and it's just not cost effective with labor to have someone spending 3 or 4 hours on one customization. And I don't want to charge somebody $900, even though I know some of you would be willing to pay it.
What's the most common custom thing you guys do?
So we just went through year-end numbers. The most common customizations are going to be side handles and side molly. Mostly GR1s trying to get a little more like Ruckers, being able to have the side handle, a little bit of variety, being able to PT with your travel bag, and shoulder strap molly, some of those things. We've offered the GR1, GR2 package for slick rucks if folks want to get different molly added on the front, side panel, and shoulder straps. Right. And about halfway through the year, we started offering the lower front panel swap out. Oh, yeah. So you can go slick or add molly and swap out the front panel of your ruck to a different fabric that we have in stock. Yeah, so Scars drives a lot of processes within the company. Rucker 3.0, great example. A lot of you are dropping them face down and crushing the zippers. We use the best zippers on the market. You can't buy a better zipper, and 45-pound steel plates are gonna win every time. So that's why you see the Velcro now. And we don't get a lot of 4.0s in for damage outside of holes or drags. because the Velcro can be crushed by the plate. So yeah, mostly zippers, main zippers, laptop zippers. A lot of it is holes if people are doing swings or something and dragging on the pavement.
Yeah.
The pavement's gonna win every time, doesn't matter the fabric. And unfortunately, the holes and the drags are our most problematic repair.
Does anybody ever send in and want to repair a rough thing truck behind their truck?
We get the occasional one-off story, and if it's awesome enough, we try to do whatever we can to help those folks out. But
Don't drag it behind your truck.
and don't
It's
shoot
not approved.
100-something rounds through your rifle and think you're gonna put your muzzle on the bag for a gun rest.
It'll probably melt.
It does melt.
Yeah.
Washers and dryers, not for rucks. We've got 10 different videos of Jason and our marketing folks showing you how to soap and water scrub your ruck and use the sunlight to dry it out. That's the only way that you should be treating your ruck.
Hey, why don't you just do a custom bag setup? Like, I want to totally customize a GR1 with everything from scratch. You foresee ever doing that in the future?
Like a build from scratch type of bag.
Like total custom GR1 from scratch.
In an ideal world, yes. We're not quite there yet. Again, I have a very small team and repairs take the priority. Built by Scars has been showing an insane demand, so we're trying to put some focus in that in coordination with standardizing what we offer on customizations.
Yeah.
We have priced out what it would take for labor, and we just don't feel comfortable charging over $1,000 for a GR1 because someone wants it to their liking. So, front panels, different color moly, compression buckles, the things we offer on our custom form. Our Angel, our CSR, God bless her, gets all of these crazy requests, and it makes us laugh sometimes. We'll try to do it if we can, but if you don't see it on the form, it means we don't currently offer it. So right now we're prioritizing repairs, then customizations, and then Built by Scars with any remaining time. And scheduling dictates that, how many of my techs are available, if we have other obligations with the company. But typically you can expect 1 to 2 weeks as a turnaround time for all repairs and customizations under $225. We made a buffer for folks that are spending $400, $500, $600 on customs. They kind of understand that it's going to take a little bit longer. We communicate that within our CSR, and we want to make sure we're doing a great job on your gear.
Okay.
So typically, 1 to 2 weeks. Typically 1 to 2 weeks. I've seen repairs come in same day and go out the door same day. So we never know if we're going to have the 4 different mail carriers coming into the shop with 1 or 2 boxes each, or 1 or 2 or 3 truckloads each full of boxes. So each day that kind of dictates our pace for what we're able to do. Kind of piggybacking off of repairs and customs being priority. Once we have the queue under control and maybe we have repairs that have only been on the queue for 1 or 2 days, then gives us 1 or 2 days to focus on other things and still honor that 1 week turnaround. So that dictates the pace. We meet as a team to plan an ideal launch time, whether it's an in-person launch or an on-site launch that you've been seeing. And then we will work backwards from materials we have available, what type of products have been being requested on social media or getting emailed into our customer service team. Obviously, grenades have been a huge hit, and we're trying to increase as much as we can and offer as many materials that we have in the shop. I try to keep a steady flow of high-grade alligator leathers or python. It's kind of exciting stuff that you'll more than likely never see manufactured. So it's great that Jason and the leadership team give us the autonomy to be creative and do some kooky things like that. Christmas stockings and patch boards, and if things prove successful on the Scars side and there's enough demand, maybe you will see it manufactured. It allows us to test new fabrics on a small scale and be able to use those in the shop, in the house, like the cork. So yeah, if you look at the customs form now, you'll see in bold lettering before our offerings exclusions, and that's going to be woodland wax canvas, any X-Pack or Dyneema or the new Ultra as part of the Caden series. And we found, you know, those are laminated surfaces for water resistance. And when you puncture holes in them with needles, you're kind of defeating the purpose of its water resistance. So we don't want to not destroy, but degrade any of the properties of the fabric to where you might not be happy and have to send it in for repairs, especially if it's something we're sold out of and we can't give you a replacement. That breaks our heart. We don't want to just simply give you a discount code, and that kind of leads to the standardizing of our customs. You know, it is difficult to put things like side molly and side handles on certain products, and we always try to make the customer happy. And if something's a ½ inch off or a couple millimeters off, it's very difficult if we don't have another product in the warehouse to replace that. So we don't want to see rucks, perfectly good rucks, going into the landfill for something being a few millimeters off. Get off the internet sometimes and get out like we are here on the beach and use the gear hard like it was intended to be used. That always makes us happy to see. I don't care. Yeah, you want to do that?
So there you go. Don't ask for certain things. They'll be upfront with you. They're just trying to do the best they can with the limited assets, and they're doing the best they can to maybe hire some more and come out with some different scars offerings. I know they told me about a whole bunch of cool things they've got coming out that are really going to be fun for everyone to just be excited about, and I think that'll be cool for people to see and get into. So scars, reach out. Angel's great. She'll definitely tell you what they can and can't do and square you away. She's a fantastic individual. The techs are very, very creative and very, very talented. But again, I've been hanging out at Scars off and on for the last month, different times, just to hang out with them, get to know them, see what they can and can't do. Some great people doing great work. You'll be very happy if you get any custom work done or if you have some repair work done. And the stuff that you are going to get, again, not cheap, because of the carcass that they're starting with, the premium materials and the time it takes to build, but these are definitely heritage statement keepsake sort of bags that you're really just going to want to hold on to. So there you go. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. You want you like you know, some bloopers and B-roll, well, there's a ton on this one. So stick around, watch the rest of the video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. See ya. To let the dogs out. Don't look at Dean. Just don't look at Dean.
Don't look at Dean.
Don't look at Dean.
Don't look at Dean.
This is where the magic happens. No, nothing for that? He's got nothing? Gabe, what's Gabe after? Look, he's like, see, you gotta keep it clean.
Yes, sir.
Gotta keep it clean. Do all the work, make it look good.
Just 45 standard. Yeah, I like to keep an RPC at my desk or ruck, you know, in case you need to bring extra gear, but
you gotta make it look official.
It doesn't. It's on the other side. Whenever you open it up.
No problem. I'm making it look official. It's not gonna be a legit one. It's gonna be an old one that's been shipped to you.
You're just gonna like open it up, and you're gonna do whatever you do. If I ship, like if I said, I want a, that's a custom. There we go. Boom.
Is remove this one piece of moly.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
On the 26 liter size. Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense.
But see, some people might not want to do it because then that's going to look unbalanced because it's like got 3 here and 3 there. You know
and then you
what I
got
mean?
2.
And you
It's
have
like,
2
well,
and a
where's my
handle.
4th one? So it's kind of an aesthetics versus a
Utility
I don't
of
know.
it.
It's like, how do we do right by people? Do we?
Did you know, speaking of Ewan McGregor, he has a brother who is in like the Royal Air Force? And his call sign, can you guess what his call sign is? OB2.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Drives me crazy when this. You finish it, you flip it, and it's crooked. Nice. Good job.
Boom. Perfect.
Okay, now we got a flaw. This is Angel's big thing. Is snipping these threads.
Yeah, it's nice spending time in the mountains though, and then coming back to the beach. It's the same thing.
To get it all.
Beautiful nature kind of resets you.